chat open. I have YouTube chat open. Just need to tell everybody that we are live. Oh, you know what? I might just leave it. Just know how many people actually pay attention to it anyway. Open chats. I'm going to open my window a little bit. Make sure my streams are all muted so you guys can't hear myself talk or get an echo. It's loud inside, that's fine. Yeah, let's tell everybody that we're online. There we go. Think we're set up properly. Oh, it's so warm in here. I feel like I'm going to fall asleep already. Oh, maybe I had a coffee. I have to close the window in a minute. Update rotation. That in there. Trickle in. Good. Buzzing like crazy. Michael, hello. Why does the shotgun do rotation twice? Yeah, that should update text. Okay. And then we'll bring that in like so. It would be as simple as doing that. Okay. I just did this one. We'll need to set up a hand snap for that. Fine. That was the shotgun manual. We're going to do the shotgun arcade. We're basically going to do the exact same thing. Although it's a little bit different in here. So save these guys, and then we're going to delete all of this logic. Two-handed rotation. Bring this in, and then just call start two-handed rotation. There we go. Choose all that code down, and then this guy here. Call stop two-hand rotation. Plug this in. Plug it in. Tidies it up a whole lot. Cool. Dell, how's the new snap system coming along? It is so good. It's so much better to work with, honestly. It's been quite nice to deal with. I've been able to extend it quite a bit. Like, I've done some stuff off stream, which has been really handy. So if I jump in, I've also improved the weapon holsters. So we now got the ability to grab guns, and then it'll actually load ammo back in. I've got procedural animations on the guns now. Oh. So the static mesh for the slider is now procedurally animated, and then I can make it move around. Same as the rifles. When I fire a gun now, and then I rack it, I can shoot, and when I shoot, the bolt actually moves. So doing procedural animations, although I'm not too sure why that little muzzle flashes down there. I've just spent time rebuilding the grab component for two-handed grabbing, so it's now cleans up most of the event graph for those. Hand snap system now actually lerps animations, so as it goes in, it lerps the hand animation, but also when I let go. So if I grab something where you can see it, so if I grab, it'll actually smoothly, or it should do, smoothly transition the animation between the original, although I'm not sure what's going on there. So it's been way better, and it's working so much better as well. So it's coming on quite nicely. I've also got like trigger presses now, so when I press the trigger, it actually plays an animation. And then I put in a new little fire explosion effect when dealing with grenades. Yeah, I've done quite a bit. I've overhauled all the holster system, all the weapons, that kind of thing. So I've just gone through and cleaning up most of the blueprints and the codes inside of those weapons, so they're easier to work with. Don't know what this one belongs to. When in doubt, add-in is valid. There we go. Ah, what it probably is it's not getting a socket, so it's erroring out. I've also optimized project settings and the level environment as well, so it's way more performance. People dread system overhauls, but when it's done right, it's so much worth it. It's so much better. Like, I think if I tally up the time that it's taken me to do it, it's probably taken me about a collective about 20 odd hours for like work hours to overhaul it. But when it comes to the amount of time that it would save, not having to deal with the old system, it's so much better, and it's worth the time. Like, OBS disconnected, should be back. But yeah, the difference is night and day. It's quite large. Like, even if you look into the actors now, so open up the mug stuff, it's just grab components. It's super simple to work with, and then add it all in. Right now, I'm just trying to clean up a lot of the logic inside of the pistol, like the guns, to make it a little bit less cluttered as a graph. So that's pretty much where I'm at now. I also created some new actor components, so I need to make a note of that actually. Cool. Right, we're currently trying to set up footstep sounds. I thought it would take me 5 minutes, and it's been 2 hours. Yeah, it's not easy. The easiest way to do it is to go into the player and add a skeletal mesh for the waist that you can't see, and then just use physics assets to typically do it the normal way, which should be the best way to do it. Galvanic, good to see you today. It's good to see you too. How are you doing? I'm okay. A little bit unwell, but I'm good. Seem to have some kind of cold coming in, or still got some kind of cold. So all my tubes in my face hurt, which suck. Gel, I've been putting it off, but just started the overhaul on my map and tile selection system. But what is coming out the other side is so much cleaner and user friendly. That's it. It's all about the usability to how you want to go with it. Like right now, I really want to clean up these splines to handle the racks and stuff, but I'm not entirely sure how to do it, how to go about it, which kind of sucks. Like, I've cleaned up the two-handed stuff, so if I go to the arcade rifle now, I completely gutted the two-handed inputs and all that. So it's just a case of making stuff into active components that I can just call and make reusable. Damn, Irish told me yesterday from cousin's marriage and got a bit sick. Damn. I hope it went well. I hope they had a good day. What are we up to today? We're currently tidying up the weapons. So I just did a bit of a brief overview, but I'll do another one. Which, as I've been working on quite a few things. So mainly I've overhauled all lighting in the level so it's more performant on Pro, and that's it. That shouldn't have happened. Grab through doors. Okay. That's wrong. There we go. So a little bit there. I fixed some issues with the crouching, although the weapon sockets are now in my face, which is a little bit of a pain. Might have to check that out. But overhauled the system for interactions. So now when I grab something, I've got the option to infinitely spawn ammo. We got procedural animations on the meshes for the manual pistols. So when it's all broken into different meshes, it can still be animated, which works really nicely. That's just an active component we can bring in. I've improved accuracy for the actual whole grabbing system, which makes it a lot nicer to just deal with. We then got the hand stuff, so we've now got blending. That needs fixing. So we got blending, so when I grab an actor, the hand actually blends between the animations of where it was, which makes it a lot nicer to work with. I fixed that, and now it's back. Grenades now have animations, so if I pull the trigger, it actually presses the finger on the top, and then I can throw it. Now I throw it, I added just a big explosion in there. Weapons, I've kind of broke those down into active components, or at least making my way through that now. So we can do different things with it. Reusability. Weapons, I added sockets to the hands, although they don't animate with the guns. So that is a bit of an issue. Since the guns are attached to the hands and not the other way around, it doesn't update that fire rate. What else we got? I did start working on, if I go to here, point interaction. I did also start working on a new version of pointers, but it's a little bit glitched out, so when you grab stuff, it doesn't work all that great. Like the individual ones do, and then it kind of just breaks. So I did try doing some of that the other day. If I do it on actors that have only one grab component, such as the cubes over here, it works pretty well. But there's just a whole bunch of little bugs that I gotta deal with and then go through. But yeah, I tried doing a bunch of different things. I also got the level switching working. So if we go onto the pad here, it's now actually gonna teleport us to the new level. and then it shouldn't crash when it's built to the headset. I optimized a bunch of stuff in the level, so when you're on Quest 3, it now runs at a GPU level 2 and a CPU level 2 as well. So way better performance on those, although the GPU on Quest Pro and 2 still runs at level 3, but it's probably on the lower end. So it's pretty good. Like if you took this whole level and you did a trim sheet for the materials, it would bring that whole GPU level right down. So you wouldn't have to worry about it too much. So yeah, I've been doing a few different things here and there when I've got the chance, which is good. But I was just kind of taking my way through and just trying to make some stuff a little bit better to work with, honestly. But because I've got two different weapon systems, essentially I've got the arcade version and then the manual reload stuff. I'm essentially doing two different things at the same time. Like they both work differently. So I need to keep that in mind. Although I'm more focused on the manual reloading stuff and how we can maybe take some of this code and just break it down into actual actor components, which will be much better. Discord link. Yeah, it'd be a Discord link in the video description. But I can set up a new link for you guys here. If I can bring chat back. It's not working. Ah, crap. Okay, let me load up YouTube Live. There we go. That should work. Hopefully. Ah, man, I've just lost chat. There we go. I just got chat back. Oh, I also sent one. That's alright. If I can turn this code into another actor component, it'll allow me to reuse it in different places, which will be good. Just trying to look at it and see what I've got to do. It's different code. If I could simplify the reloading through splines, that would be so much better. Like it would be really nice to just have a spline component. Put it, yeah. Gel, I don't use actor components nearly enough. You should definitely check them out. I could probably do with making a video on them actually. Actor components allow you to make reusable content. So, for example, a popular way of doing an inventory is you have an actor component, and then every single actor can actually listen to that one component, and you can store stuff inside of them. So it can be really handy to just make reusable logic that you can access anywhere. By the way, I've been spending a lot of my time since I came back and making level streams. Nice, but I had a question. Do you think I should make the new level just for all the blueprint actors? It's going to depend on what's loaded in. Obviously, you can't communicate. You can't do blueprint communication between different level streams. So you would ideally want a level stream which has all your actors in. But you can have stuff like the player in the persistent level and stuff like that. It's just going to be how you manage it. One example I always give is the tested video on Vader Immortal, which was built with Unreal Engine. Let me open up my website. I have this one here with this kind of like homework video in it, which is super cool to watch.
Hey everybody.
We won't watch the whole thing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick through because they have an example of how they use level streaming for Vader Immortal. It's not directly talked about, but in this screenshot here, you can see how they split it up. So they've got the Dark Ass Nest, episode 3, DGN, and then they've got a level stream just for audio. They've got a level stream just for the environment hallway. They've got an environment level stream, which I assume is the exterior. They then have a level stream for lighting, which is only used for lighting, and then they have one specifically for scripts. So I assume anything that's an actor that is going to be animated is going to exist inside of this script, and then you can work that way. And then you've got a VFX level stream, so it allows you to break up the whole game into different levels, and you can have a persistent level and go that way. So this could be just persistent level for the one area, and then all of these are used inside of it. This might not be the entire game. So when you finish an area and it goes out to load screen, it's loading a new persistent level that contains all the other content, and then you just kind of have the same stuff in here. But this might actually be the whole game. Ancient elevator, and as you can see through, you can kind of just go through it and do it that way. But yeah, it's a super cool method to see how you can use it. Great video as well, especially if you're looking around to see what they're doing and what they've got in it. The problem, if I remove the streaming level, the actors start falling. To be fair, if the player's not in range of an actor anyway, you should ideally disable physics on it. So it would stop falling. It's not calculating that power, essentially. It's not doing that processing power for what you've got in there. On Twitch, so you have an inventory component and an equipment component. Yeah, it's entirely up to you how you want to do it. You could have just a straight up inventory component, and then different actors or different characters can kind of read what you've got, and you can store stuff in it that way, which would be just one way to do it. But there's a bunch of different methods. It's not just one or the other, so keep that in mind. The benefit of a component is it's just reusable code that you can access anywhere, or as long as it's on that actor, which is really nice. Trying to figure out the best approach for this. What I need is like a component. Blueprint class. Spline mesh actor, maybe? The score. Mesh. I don't know if I can move this along the spline though. actor component is player in range. Yeah, you could do something like that. So you have one on there, and then all actors have the ability to set their physics to sleep. So you could do sleep and then wake it up when you need it. So generate wake up events. And then you can make this, you can basically turn the physics on or off depending on where the player is. Make collider and his player overlaps, enable physics, and if not, disable physics. Yeah, exactly. You do have to keep in mind with that whether you're going to have multiple overlap collisions or anything along that end, like that side of it, which you've got to consider as well. Good lord, I sound like I'm underwater. To be fair, Galvanic, if you can do a trace instead of an overlap, that would probably be better. Some kind of trace to the actor, so it only happens specific times. And then you could do it that way. That would stop the collision, having a collision around the player to detect overlaps. Maybe let's just turn them on or off. But I don't entirely know about that side of things. Something you'd have to play around with. Can I use this to replace all the like this kind of logic? See, this is what I'm not too sure. It's been so long since I've used splines. That I'm not too sure if I can get it to not stretch. Stretch along the spline. Spline mesh actor, stop mesh from stretching. Let's do some Googling. Doing it same way I've got. Bams, hi, welcome to the stream. By the way, I found out this level that you saw last time and made it into Hism's level streams, and the draw calls it down to 150 to 200 rocks. Nice! I went through the demo level in here and I merged a bunch of assets. So all of these are grouped together now. So reduced basically a lot of the static meshes that are in the scene. There's a lot of them. and then by merging them together, just improve performance as well. Like instead of having multiple different versions, I don't actually know what my draw calls are. I also can't remember the command off the top of my head. I think it's GPU, stat GPU or something. Profile GPU. Oh, GPU visualizer. That's not what I was after. That unit. There we go. Yeah, my draw calls are up to like 700, but that is also counting the editor. So if I make it bigger, we actually drop down to like 270. Which I think is actually pretty damn good, to be honest. So I don't really have to worry about it. And start our time. There we go. Draw call indirect buffer memory. Draw primitive cells. Do F11. Drop that right down. People forget to do that, is put it in full screen, because if you don't, it counts all of this content on the sides in your draw call count as well. This is why it's better to test this stuff in an actual build than it is to do it in the actual editor. Simulate it in F11. It's going up. Frame in game milliseconds is high, and I don't know why. But when you're on the console, it's not. Render finish high. Let's have a look. I remember I changed something in here. Something in here that I either enabled or disabled, and it said that it was heavy. Screenshot of the Discord draw calls that I'm getting at the moment. Nice. I don't think there's anything really in here that I need to worry about. Although I am not too sure why we are getting an extremely large render finish. I'll get like 500, 600. Yeah, it's fine. It runs fine on the headset for demo level. If anybody's going to use this, they're going to rip it all out and start fresh anyway, so I don't really need to worry about that. I'll probably do an environment thing later on, like an environment pass, but for now I don't have to deal with it. But I'm going to ask ChatGPT what's going on with this. Use the GPU to finish its task, so the GPU is overloaded with rendering work and it can cause a stall. CPU cannot proceed, leading to high render finish. Not say anything specific. It's weird that I'm getting that. Like constantly high, like 6 milliseconds is pretty bad. ChatGPT doesn't say much either. GPU CPU synchronization overhead. CPU is waiting for the GPU to finish its tasks. If the GPU is overloaded with rendering work, this can cause a stall where the CPU cannot proceed, leading to high render finish time. Complexity, we haven't got anything. I have optimized the living crap out of this, although that one is still up there. It's very helpful. For some reason, I can't move faces around now. That's how my GPU visualizes taking up. Well, I think you can change the code. Pretty much that and just overall improvement. But we're just talking about like optimization in general, and that got us onto like stat stuff. So, like going in here, I have for some reason I have a high render finish, and I'm not entirely sure what's causing it. So it's something to just consider. It's rather annoying. I sent you a screenshot on Discord. $560 draws. Yeah, that's fine. You've got an older version as well. It's about the same anyway. But I have added more content to this and changed it around so we're not using text anymore. So that's something to keep in mind. Maybe one of your lights are set to movable. I don't think so. I think everything should be pretty solid. I don't have many lights in the scene, and they are all set to static, apart from the skylight. Otherwise, it just goes terribly bad. Yeah. Yeah, that seems to indicate there's something with the GPU. Like everything else is fantastic, but the scene render finish is just really high. Issue with the frame render finish, which when running in the editor uses very little GPU, but when rendering the game in real time, uses up enormous amounts of GPU power. The power is that the bottleneck moves around, so those stats aren't all that useful. Frame rate of finish just means that your CPU can feed your GPU enough work that it's fully occupied, whereas when that's small, it means you're instead bottlenecked on CPU, which is usually the case in other. Setting. I'm not using CSM. Pretty sure it just went up. Yeah, I don't think I've changed anything. Let's put it back on, just for the sake of it. Build lighting only. Did you start suddenly having high draw call? No, the draw call's fine. The draw call issue is because the demo level uses just so many materials and we've got so many meshes in it. That's basically it. That's fine. The only way to fix that is if I redesign the entire level and I do up some stuff. Using the materials with like a trim sheet and tiling textures and stuff like that. But for now, the problem, or at least it seems to be, is that when we do Control Shift and then colon, I think it is, for GPU Visualizer, we're getting this here, a really high render finish. So it's taking 5 milliseconds to finish the frame, it seems to be. And this is what I don't know why. Like, I just don't know why that's happening. But I'm struggling to find any information online with an actual case of it. In my case, frame render finish was tied to a scene capture object with capture every frame on that I left in the scene. Removing that or just turning capture every frame off, set the frame render finish to 0. I don't have any scene captures in the frame. The scene, I deleted the spectator cam. That web search and then obviously what? Try this. It's possible to turn off all textures and see how much it goes down without destroying everything. Not really. I also honestly don't think it's the textures, causing the issue. It's going to be something else. This dropped a couple of milliseconds, but still high on the render finish. We're down a couple of milliseconds though. I think 10 milliseconds to capture a frame. Still seems high. These guys should be set to stationary. Well, they need to be movable, don't they? So we can turn them on or off. Stationary cast shadows as well. That's going to bake lighting in. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just left it unmovable, which would be absolutely fine. It's possible, actually, it's because I'm streaming. It could be just reading my CPU, and then because my CPU's high because I'm doing the stream, I'm only using 12%. That's always a possibility as well. It's probably going to be best for me to test this off stream. I always do a build. Then we use the OBR metrics tool. Can you switch over to GPU encoding midstream? I don't think I can. To be fair, I thought I already was doing it. AAC encoder. Is that CPU? I don't really know much about the streaming stuff, which I know is really bad. But no, it won't let me change any settings on OBS while I'm doing it. The thing is, in the headset, I'm pretty sure this runs way, way better than the milliseconds that we're getting here anyway. So, shouldn't really worry about it too much. You should be using NVENC encoding. Okay, I'll make sure to change that once we're done. Because that might actually account for what's going on with the project. Package failed. Wait, what? Okay, dock and layout. Okay. Weapon actor components. Two-handed rotation. Aha. Yes. Context. Desktop keyboard. I don't have those anymore. Why are you shouting at me? I can stop streaming and then end the broadcast. I could try stop streaming and then that would stop it, and then I can try bringing it back on. Which could be worth a shot. Alright guys, I'm going to try that. It's either going to go okay or it's going to go really bad. I also can't take a screenshot of the settings. Okay, wait there. Okay, let me see if I can do this, because it'll help us debug what's going on. And then we'll go from there. Alright, so I'm gonna... If I'm not back in like 2 minutes, then it's gone horribly wrong, and I'll put new links to the Discord. We'll start a new stream. Okay. I'm gonna stop the recording first, because I don't really need